everyone. I am back with another chat on energy education awareness, and I've left some stuff on the whiteboard to do with recent chats I've had on energy awareness, and I want to leave it up there because they're an overall look at signs of your energy field for you to maintain awareness of. So they're not something that ever really leave us. And you can think about energy and learn about it however you want. But this is like a esoteric perspective of how energy feels, and we are feeling beings using energy. So if it is too much in the thinking, you are going to feel weighed down by life. There must be restrictions in some way that's going on mentally or emotionally, and life can feel hard. And I'll just point out that the reminder of the lines shown are because thinking is linear and it's still needed in our environment. And then we join together with a lot of thinking, so others will be thinking. So it's this kind of linear match-up of thoughts. But if that's all we're doing and not allowing space for a softer, simple flow speed of our spiritual awareness, then we're going to be stuck in a linear perspective that is weighed down, restrictive and hard. So we need to embrace the fact that there is more to life than just the brain and thinking and how smart we are at that level. Because underneath it all is a feeling place that we all are a part of, spiritual beings, heavenly spiritual beings having a human experience. That is peace, calm, untouched truth. And that's where our soul exists, and that's our spiritual being. So if we connect a lot more with this and make it a part of us so that we're not doing too much just forcing into life, trying to create hard ways and using our energy and things like this, then we'll have a more of an overall balance, because you're aware of the signs you need to keep in balance for yourself, because you are a spiritual being. You are not, it's not just dense physicality, it is spirit. So you're an energy being. So this is how you are aware of whether you are in low vibrational activity, which is just keeping like thinking and why isn't this happening and coming up against issues and more fighting than a flow awareness, educating yourself that your intuitive senses can pick up on more, connect with other beings more, and we have more available in light information technology. So it's good to practice the blend of these and remember that it's not the same as it used to be. So when life has to continue a certain way and we just lay all our expectations in that, we're just operating at that level. So we still need the thinking, but now we're in the information technology age of your spiritual soul awareness. So that's where you can feel the difference by the use of your energy field in day-to-day operations. And then so the main thing I wanted to talk about today, because I just wanted that there for the moment, was it's coming to my attention more. It's always there, but it's coming to my attention more that the roles we give each other or have played are breaking down out of necessity. So like I was saying with the thinking structure, as sort of traditions are in place in life, like mother, father, this particular job role, this particular way of running things, etc. They can be very and have been mentally structured, held in place, and not allowed the truth of what we are, which is what is rising up in the solar plexus heart for this information technology age of our spiritual beings on earth, one with heaven. So the power of who we really are, instead of operating in a control manner. And that's never to say that there shouldn't be overseeing of humanities, human well-being. There is some, there'll always be some balance control issues to maintain in education there, which is on a broader thing that I'd like to talk about today as well, briefly. But it's mainly that if we operate on a particular way, giving ourselves roles, and then we come across this. People ignoring steps that must take place for all that is desired. They fight difference and change is universal law. There is never not change occurring. So when we have a mental role, but then something comes along in life showing us a path to take, and it seems difficult, strange maybe, different, and there'll be change involved. We fight it a lot of the time, or completely ignore it, or try to rearrange it before we'll participate. But the desires we have as spiritual beings here temporarily will not come to fruition until we do whatever is kind of repeating in our systems to take notice of and deal with. So that's an important thing to consider, because I have experienced, and all over the world is experienced, that there will be egoic, upheld power plays because mental structure has decided this is the role they'll play, and that doesn't come across well to others if that's a boxed in mentality. And we're in the age of Aquarius, so it is a sign astrologically of the times that we better loosen up. That structure on others, that identification with a role that says I can do what I want and I don't have to take notice of change, something that might be difficult because it's different. And so you'll probably notice that in your life path in some way at different times, we all do. And these are the things sometimes we are slowed down with. The universe is doing it. With various things that happen in life. It can be like car accidents. Just life has been trying to get you to notice something. And this is just an example, because there's all different souls and paths occurring. But sometimes life can come to a halt. We can have ailments that turn into real issues, because the universe is trying to get you to either learn something in the environment of being stopped, or to completely face you in another direction. So I just wanted to mention this because it's important, and we can see it reoccurring from early years onwards. So to make our way in the world, we're always going to have to embrace something new and different. And sometimes we're not going to like those feelings of the new and different. But we always end up opening up our paths to more. So we can't skip things that are repeating. And if you get good at it, your intuition will sense, this is for me. This seems a little difficult, but I'm just going to get on with it. You can get that communication, especially with your spiritual guidance team, that is never not with you. Right? It's higher vibrational, higher self, like your spiritual higher self, that your soul can't fully be in this body. So your spiritual higher self is present. Spiritual guidance team are well aware of your path, where you're heading, where you've been, desires, particular points you need to navigate yourself to. And they are always just there to assist when you are taking notice of a little bit more than the direct things happening in your environment. So, if something's like all of a sudden happening, a lot of the time the human will go into the emotions and the distraught. And of course it's relevant, you're feeling it, but you've also got to catch yourself for a moment and say, what else is going on here? Because that's what's happening. That's what we are. We're spiritual beings. Something else is happening. Sometimes it is just that direct learning, but that direct learning has occurred because something else, like repercussions for the direct learning, is happening. So my purpose in saying this was that all through life you're going to have to step into new and different things, and there's gifts in them all. And lots of spiritual relevant teachings for us mention this. This is our truth. There is gifts in it. But if we're only focusing on how did this happen to me and why did this happen to me, go lighthearted on the why and allow, what else is happening. And this is where you can connect to the layers of yourself as a spiritual being in the peace, calm, untouched truth, where you will receive, allowing in more spiritual receipt of these things. Like you'll get to know your intuition, and there's great teachers out there, grand teachers, ones that just embody the assistance of connecting, helping you connect the dots of how you specifically receive. And then it will get easier, and you'll want to connect to your peace and calm and your inner world, the untouched truth there, so that you remember how you receive intuitively. And also that's going to change and evolve over your lifetime, because like a lot of us that have been on the journey of intuition would start journaling, and then you just start flowing more because you're in this peace, calm state, and you're just writing out like this hand, soul, spiritual peace, calm flow of, you might start with a question or just start writing, and then all of a sudden you just got this expression coming out onto the page and it's of benefit. So that's intuitive writing. You can call it channeling, because you are a channel of the light, so you receive from your spiritual team because they're helping your soul. So that's where your intuition is going to come through uniquely and expressed. And we want more of that light-bearing qualities, inhabitants, and sharing. And as we know, that is a radiating, emanating ripple effect. You can't see it all, but if you're doing that with yourself, you're helping the planet more than you know. And that's something very peaceful to connect with often. Like the strength in that we don't actually have to be making a loud difference, that if we are feeling good in receiving our intuitive guidance and our messages, and we're not too, we're branching out from the mental structure and allowing this moreness, I like to call it the moreness of life, because then you really feel the unlimited nature of it, because it's not all about I think, I do, I receive what I need, I control, I hold in place, these structures give us what we need. Yeah, they do, but they're not enough flow all the time. So we're not just structured, human beings. We've got to allow the fact that we are evolving, and how clever we are and what we've learnt must always have space for evolution. Yeah. So, I find all this very important to share, and because there's too much struggle in the world, because there's steps involved, and you can look at it like the chakra consciousness, which is the red, the orange, the root, base, planetary connection, the creativity, relationships connection, and they rise in us, and the solar plexus, our soul, wanting to emanate and embody. This emanates through the heart and interaction and connection, and is a very wide space available, which then opens up our whole being if, we're allowing this flow of expression. So if those steps aren't followed that are reoccurring, you need to check in whether you're blocking your life path through role mentalities, structure, expectancy of things to occur that way, like your desires to come to fruition. Because the roles that are blocking us are not our soul roles. Our souls don't actually have, named roles. We're eternal beings. So this lifetime you could do all different things, and it could be called anything that this planet hasn't heard before. And we're in that change, we're in that acceptance. So it is the within that we must acknowledge and go to allow ourselves to take those brave steps. And that's the solar plexus energy and the heart. Because if we fight that soul role, which is not limited by a name or like a embodied ego felt identification that has become like, you know, someone's whole presence. Sometimes people find that very hard to let go of, identifying as though that is who they are, and any change in that is going to rock their world. What we got to remember is that if it's reoccurring and steps are to be taken differently, you got to let those readjustments occur, because you're a soul and you're getting signs. And that's where we haven't evolved. And that's our current evolving enlightenment. To enlighten our lives from within. So if there's any force structure, it needs to be let go or allow flow in. So loosen up the grip, loosen up the demands. And you just, some people are just going to have to, because this world has been used to the nurture of not loosening up their grip. And like, if you're going to believe in anything, just check in with what it means for the age of Aquarius. Because we're in it. We can't deny it. Ask any astrologist or any avid follower of planetary, cosmic, universal energy inhabitants and occurrence. Just to stretch it open there, because it's affecting everything. The fact that we are in Age of Aquarius. And so essentially, when you bring it down to earth, yeah, just let your sun rise into new things. Like, really embody that you're going to try something new because it keeps showing up. And you have to be brave for that change to rise up and embody you at the heart. And you are aware enough to know that there is gifts in there. And so no matter what, no matter how difficult, different, you don't want this identity to change. This identity needs your expression, and that's where you'll realize the gifts, the new identity, the new soul part of you that is guiding you. And it's a good life, as far as I'm concerned. It has always been something I have found my way back to. That if I can feel change is needed and I'm getting signs and it correlates, I got to see that through. And one of the most important things, I think, is to follow the adventure in you. Because you're not here just to follow signs and things are difficult. You're here to allow your energy to raise up and be expressed as, you know, whatever your soul path intends for this lifetime, because we have come to help. We have come to raise the vibration, and that is raised within ourselves. So just follow the adventure within you. And if it means that things have to change for a period, and you have to be I won't say enlightened, but it's similar, but alightened into a new way of being you. Because I do believe the word enlightened can have people stuck with sitting still in a om phase, and you'll bring enlightenment, which simplifies and narrows it down pretty much. But whether we come within rather than identify without, because the power is within. That's how we get everything without and around us. So thanks for listening. I hope it helped. And I just want to finish with a animal spirit card for the now moment. And also briefly mention an idea I have that I will be seeing through. I believe like it's just starting to bubble up into something, because I want to help. And so let's do this card first and then I'll talk about that. I believe I don't need to shuffle because I felt the card getting my attention. The ant spirit, time to collaborate, which is very similar to what I was just thinking about telling you all about. So the ant spirit, time to collaborate. And I do believe when we got this before the other week, that it was about building so working together, connection, having an idea to collaborate with. When ant spirit comes to visit, it's to celebrate the benefits of working in a partnership with others as a part of a community or tribe. Spirit reminds you that to build your dream, you need to work with others, accept help, and trust in your most important partnership, the one you have with Spirit. Your intentions will come to fruition if you remain awake and focused on co-creating your reality with others and with Spirit. Remember that the world around you can easily seduce you if you don't have some sort of practice or discipline like meditation to keep you on track as you build the life you desire. Connecting with others and having accountability partners can be very helpful, as it's unlikely that everyone will fall asleep at the same time. The other message Ant Spirit holds is that you are now at an auspicious time to ask for help and receive it. Whether you need help assembling a team, finding a new tribe. I can't believe this card. This is exactly what I was about to talk about. Finding a new tribe or requesting assistance from others who are there for you. Everything is working to support you right now. Protection message from the Ant Spirit. Do you really believe that you have to do everything yourself? Do you believe that somehow any help you get will be disappointing or not good enough? Perhaps it is time to address your issues of control and bias toward the negative. It doesn't matter where or why you came to be pessimistic or mistrustful. The fact that Ant Spirit is showing up now is a sign that you have an opportunity to heal and to relearn to trust that others will show up for you in a genuine way. Ant Spirit wants you to remember that your expectations and limiting beliefs are a vibrational offering that draws in the opposite of what you desire. Spirit wants to help you and will send collaborative partners your way. That's important to remember. Because, yeah, exactly, Ant Spirit. Because sometimes we feel like we have to do it all ourselves, which is kind of where some good-hearted people can get stuck in roles and feel like they have to carry everything themselves. But we don't. And we serve our souls and energy field better, reaching out for help, having a little change of direction, and allowing in assistance, so you don't only mentally see your path or your role as, I have to just be this, or who else is going to do it if I don't, kind of thing. You have to release that kind of attachment that you're carrying like the world on your back, or you have to find all the pieces and make it all fit, and that's your role. And it's not. It's not. We're in a relationship world, so don't forget it. We are to open and bravely express that, oh, I'd like some help. You know, my heart would like to be a bit more freer. You know, and that's why it's good at the moment too, with the light rising, that we're going to have more spiritual connections, where people can actually reach out and talk about things that aren't like the usual that you see with two eyes, but actually what is, you know, can you discuss with me, you know, what's happening? So maybe in that sharing, I'll receive in some intuitive guidance, either from the person that you're sitting with, or from just another sign occurring whilst it's happening, or you'll get like a felt download of information, or, you know, just something, so that you can spiritually follow through from your chest. Really, it is like I want to do that, or I'm grateful for the help, or, you know, it's a freeing, so that you can free up your energy field and be more of who you are. Yes, so I want you to remember that your expectations and limiting beliefs are a vibrational offering that draws in the opposite of what you desire. Spirit wants to help you and will send you collaborative partners your way. It's time to see the universe as a conscious and connected, loving and helpful. As conscious and connected, loving and helpful, but you must participate in this activity of co-creation. Creating reality is not just about dreaming. And it says that with an exclamation mark. It's not just about dreaming it. It's about doing perhaps the new, different, feels a little bit difficult, but putting yourself in it. Because something is calling you, and you got to open it to embody it. So you're co-creating with your team, with life, all of spirit. If you are feeling orphaned from community, reach out and communicate. If you feel vulnerable, know that being present in your vulnerability can help you draw in someone who wants to assist you. Trust in your partnership with spirit, and your outer conditions will start to reflect that, the trust with spirit. Spirit will help deliver. Those people of heart that are willing to assist, because you're being honest. And the conditions will start to reflect that. Then you will see the miracles waiting for you, including partners who appear ready to lend a hand. Awesome. Don't you just love these animal spirit cards? They just summarize such a wonderful view and aspect of the embodiment of what the animals represent. And like, they're also our connection. Like, it's all spirit, it's all signs. I just love that. I love the descriptions. Okay, so what I was leading to is that I'm going to request in a GoFundMe account for assistance, and I'm still in the interior recognition of this, of learning my way through it. So because the GoFundMe account will be for what I believe I will call help.wise. This is an initial thought, and I'm just putting it out there because, one, it's good to speak about it, and because I will need support of others who have similar intent and resonated all with the message. So I see help-wise being from inspiration I've gathered, like within me, it's an inspirational feeling, to assist this kind of balanced awareness through hands-on life experience. So for instance, let's look at youth. Youth tend to, in the mixed relationships they grow up in, not have focus within, and so they'll tend to get caught up in whatever in the stream and scheme of things. So I would like them to, I believe this is going to be a place of establishment. I'm not sure where, but I'd love to build it from the ground up. But if there's a building or something like that, that would be good. But it's so that there can be things like adults who want to help, and it's for the sake of wisdom in all of us, to assist in activities. So I read in my Save the Children magazine today, which is great, towards the back there, that there was a group called Hola, I believe, or Whole. I've only just read it the once, but it was just so inspirational, and it is reminding me, because a lot of the youth don't have something to focus on. And no one has a perfect upbringing, and no one has a perfect lifestyle, but there is a good life when we are consciously maintaining balance. So I'd like to see that there's just a place where people can speak to each other, share things in some routinely organized ways, but just flow overall of knowing you can go somewhere and participate, and the grounding of it is you're held in a space where life isn't perfect, but together we get through it, so that we can see our problems, and perhaps at this place there is spiritual assistance, like the conversational counsel of, just listening. There could be like creating spaces and maintaining those spaces, like garden spaces, all different spaces, but mainly where people can speak. And I'd like it to be the interaction of different age groups, but also where those age groups are comfortable in their space as well. It's not like sort of unattended, throw everyone together kind of thing. So yeah, help wise. And I see a bright yellow shirt that says help.wise, so that we can really get to the focus of the heart of the matter, and it's giving people a place to be for a little while, express themselves, and know that they can come back to that. So it's a natural progression, and I don't know how and when, but I'm just allowing the space for it. And obviously, co-creation, spiritual guidance is that space moving forward. Awesome. So yeah, when that's set up, I'll let you know, see if you resonate and want to assist in any way, perhaps with your offerings in service or donations to create the spaces and place, and keep it a humble, exciting kind of place with a natural perspective. A natural perspective of natural strengthening. So that kind of representation, that we're trying to naturally strengthen and express our beings, so that, yeah. And hopefully we have more places and spaces like this. Yeah, and speaking of spaces, you know, you can have meditation places and times for that. Perhaps natural therapies at different times for that, and also those natural therapists that would like to assist at perhaps modest kind of cost, you know, so that it's available for all different financial status, so that people can really just feel good about themselves. Okay, well, I think that's long enough. Thank you for listening, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.